transfer, knows that the third base exists. Oh, what a bad time to get your drones to transfer. Oh, but it looks like he is going to be flanked by these Zerglings here. This small force of Zerglings up here as well. Do we have a combat coming on? It looks like, ooh, yes, snipes that Overlord. And it looks like this third base is going to be taken out quite handedly. But we do have this Zerg force, ooh, Banelings without speed moving in. 4 infestors are being produced as well with several queens here at the natural. It looks like he is, yes, going to sacrifice this expansion. Looks like, ooh, a couple of his infestors are spawning here at this base, which is not going to be good. Those things are going to get taken out before they can even really get any damage done. Ooh, that's rough. Hopefully he pulls that army away before the infestors pop. So scary. Oh, the infestors are surrounded. They can't actually spawn. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, that's a perfect idea. You surround the eggs and then nothing can actually spawn from them. Oh, that's so cool. I never noticed that before. Add that to your little tip of the day. You surrounded a Zerg egg and nothing actually. Oh, there goes the infestor spawning now and is taken out before he can even get anything done. I don't think that infestor had enough. Holy Zerglings, Batman. Whew. Here comes the Zerg army getting ready, and it looks like the Protoss player is going to get set up, possibly to go for the third base, or what would be the third base. But it looks like the Zerg army here is now engaging those zealots. A couple of force fields here, but not getting close enough to keep the Zerglings from getting in there. Spawning a couple infested Terrans as well, and getting a nice surround on those stalkers. He will easily be able to clean up that small force, but not before losing that third base. He's going to have to rebuild that as quickly as possible. Might even want to think about taking out these destructible rocks and take the safer third. Hive Tech now on the way for our Zerg player. Oh, and it looks like he did take the third base over here instead at the 9 o'clock main. Which, if this game does go to a late game, is definitely going to cut off the Protoss player's ability to. Basically, he's going to cut off his ability to expand. I mean, he's going to be down a base essentially, where the Zerg player can take all of these bases here. But it looks like IC4 doesn't have any. Oh, looks like now he's planning on taking that third base by getting those destructible rocks taken down. And did I miss out on any kind of warp prism shenanigans? The warp prism is still on the map. Where in? Oh, there it is. Warp prism doesn't look like it is going to be doing any kind of. Oop. And just as I say that, he loads up 4 stalkers into that warp prism, and where is it headed? Yes, to the back of the Zerg main. He's definitely going to have to get some stuff back here to deal with this. Luckily, he's got these spore crawlers up, so I mean, if any kind of shenanigans do happen, and with the queen and the spine crawler, he should be able to kill this force off. Definitely going to need to retreat that queen back and pull his army back in here. Needs to get a transfer. Get that queen out of. Oh, queen gets taken down. Zerglings now come in. Spore Crawler is just about low health. Spore Crawler manages to live with 8 life, and it looks like this force, yes, does get taken off. Might want to get a fungal on that before. Oh, then it's going to fly away. No fungal growth on that warp prism, and it unloads 2 of those stalkers back into safety. So far, we do have a lot of just poking and prodding coming back from each player. No players really decided to do a full-on engagement into the main of each player's base, but just poking around at the different bases. Protoss player is now getting his third base established over here at the safety back expansion. And it looks like our Zerg player is now taking the gold base as well. He's got that hatch rate about 75%. +3/+3 is also on the way. Looking at upgrades for our Protoss player, he's currently at 1-1. So the Protoss is definitely behind as far as upgrades. And this Overlord knows about that extra base there. And he does decide to retreat that army back, as he does see the Phoenixes flying in, getting some good drone harassment in. 52 workers to 46. Supplies currently 107 to 103, so very even on supplies so far. Both players just getting their macro engaged. We do now have adrenal glands as well as that +3/+3 on the way, getting some more spore crawlers. So these bases are very, very well defended against any kind of possible DT harassment, but the Phoenixes are flying around scouting, and he will spot this base. Yes, this base has now been spotted, so the Protoss player is definitely going to want to react to take this one out, as our Zerg player is now on 4 bases and has that gold expansion as well. Looks like we've got some more Overlord harassment coming here from IC4. Zerglings, you're not going to be able to do much to those Phoenixes, but a couple of well-placed fungal growths will be able to take those out. Get a couple eggs spawned, a couple fungal growths, and take those down. Ultralisk Cavern is on the way, as well as getting a few Corruptors. Corruptors can do some damage to the Phoenixes, but I don't think they're actually going to be able to do enough damage to the Phoenixes to be able to take them out. Another Overlord gets picked off here in the fray, and it looks like this Overlord is also short for this world. Meanwhile, we still have that Zerg army massing in the front, getting very, very good with its creep spread. 122 to 119 right now. I would definitely think that the Zerg is in the favor at this point. He's got Ultralisk Cavern up right now. We've got no kind of Robotech coming from our Protoss players, basically just sitting on these gateway units. And with these Phoenixes here for harassment, I mean, that's really all that he's got going for him. But I think at this point, you know, that the Zerg player is definitely in the lead. Sending around his Zerglings just to kind of thwart the Phoenixes around to try and just kind of push them back. Don't know. We got a couple of Banelings rolling around. 2-2 on his upgrades. 3-3 is just about finished, and getting the chitinous plating for his Ultralisks. So once those babies spawn, we got 3 in production right now. He's going to be able to rip through this Protoss force pretty handedly. $145 to $143 supply currently, so lots of stuff coming up for the Protoss or Zerg player. Not a lot coming up for the Protoss. I mean, he's got a lot of gas, but his minerals are just starting to wear out. I mean, his main just now mined out. You know, his natural is... there comes the probe transfer. That's why he's so low on money. We've got a huge probe transfer heading over now. Definitely a good window to attack for the Zerg player, as the Protoss is not going to be able to macro up that fast until his economy starts going again. Meanwhile, this army, I think he might just be a little scared to attack. But once these six ultras come in, once these 6 ultralisks pop, he's gonna have no choice. I mean, he's gonna be almost at 200 with 3-3 ups. He's definitely got nothing left to lose. I mean, he can rebuild this army so much faster than our Protoss player, who's now sitting getting up there into the 1,000 minerals. So, and lots of chrono boost left on these nexuses. I think all 3 nexuses, yep, are at 100 energy. So he could easily be working on getting some more upgrades, getting some more units built. Oh, apparently IC4 is playing badly. Ooh, loading the Ultralisks in the Overlords, and they're going right to the main base. Oh, that's going to be brutal. Oh, and here comes the Zerg army into the natural. Oh my god, this is going to be such an amazing attack. Getting the Infestors up here, getting some fungal growths to soften up these units. And the Ultralisks do unload. Ultralisks now in the main base, ripping apart all these cannons in the production facility. I think this is going to be GG. He's going to need to rebuild this army, though. He definitely is. We've got more spawns coming here. Oh, look at all those infested Terrans. Oh, that's going to do a lot of damage right there. Huge spawn of infested Terrans. Those Zealots can't go anywhere. Infestors forced to retreat. Loading up more Ultras. Ultralisks in the main base, doing massive amounts of damage, killing everything in sight. We've got a huge ball of infested Terrans. The Protoss has no army. 2 Colossus are now coming out of this robotics bay. And I think it's going to be GG. I think we might have our first upset here, folks. Taking down those gateways. 16 more Zerglings are being produced, as well as Overlord dropping the natural expansion over here. Once he takes this base out, I mean, that'll pretty much shut down all of the mining ability. These 3 Ultralisks are having a field day, just ripping everything apart. These Zerglings are just kind of chilling on the outside. The Corruptors chilling on the outside. And 149 to 71 supply. Oh, GG. IC4 gets taken out in the first round by 10Dasian, the Red Zerg. Alright, there you go, folks. We have our first game ended here. Thank you for tuning in. If you like these casts, like these games, please subscribe to my channel down below. And as always, bringing you more games from this First Rakgoska Open. Thank you and have a good day.